Yes guys, here is another challenge, and this is saying that display the leap year. Write a program that display all the leap years 10 per line in 21st century, which is from 2001 to 2100. So how do we go about doing this exercise? So we, first of all, there are two ways of doing this. The first one is one that you can just write a code which you don't really need to test the code. But if you want to test the code, then we have to write it in a manner whereby we can generate the method, we refactor, generate the methods, and then we test the methods, which is much easier to do that. So I'm going to show you the first way of doing this. So let's see. And here I'm going to call this class LeapYear class. So this is our LeapYear class, and it has, we just have to type main because we need the main class. And in the main we need, it's very simple actually. We need a count, and I'm going to start with 1. I initialize my count by 1, and then I need a for loop, and within the for loop I need the year to start with, which we were given 2001. If you check from here, is this one, and the last year this one. So from there I must have year 2001, and then year less than or equal to exclusively, inclusively we add 100, and then we increment by 1 if 1 year. So after that we need to check if this is how you check the year. So if year module 400 is going to be equal to 0, so that means if you divide the year by 100, if the remainder is 0, and or let's say, or these two pop lines here, or if year module 4 is also equal to 0, and put and year module 100 is not equal to 0, is not equal to 0, then we print system.out.print actually a print line. Here you can use the string builder class, but I'm going to use the string as normal. So I'm going to count plus plus, this is lobby plus plus module 10 is, I'm just using shorthand here, 0, and then I ask question mark, and then ask question mark, and then I pass year, and then I need to add the space, string space here, just a little space, and then here I put a column here, and then after putting the column, then I do the same again on the other side here, and then I append with plus sign, and then I put the new line. Okay, a second. A new line. Should try to get it from the keyboard. Yes, that one. This one has to be. Very close. And let's see if we can, how is it going to be. So it's a leap year we got. So, and if you can see this is the new year, but here testing this code is going to be difficult for me here, so I have to refactor and create leap year because I want to test leap year and non-leap year. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to like comment these codes completely, and then I come here. First of all, I need a method public static, and it's going to be a string. I want to print in form of string, and then I'm going to say generate leap year. Creating with functional method is very easy because you modularize your codes, and then you can do almost all the logic within this method, and then you call it when you need it. So here I'm going to create a class string builder, and I'm going to use output is equal to new string builder because I need it to create a string instead of doing what I was doing here. Then I'm going to use this class to do it for me. Okay, so now we know in count we have to initialize it to 1, and then we have to do a looping, and then I'm going to say int year is equal to 20, 21. We do the same stuff what we have been doing here, less or equal to 20, 100, 21, 100, and then we increment here by 1 by adding plus plus. Okay, and then here we're going to ask ourselves if here basically is going to be this one. This is what I was writing. So and here I would like to add. It's missing return type, but here I'm going to say then we use the object output that I created to append here, and then also I need to append what? Append the space. Okay, and then we close here, and then we say if count module 10 is equal to 0, and then we need to output the output dot append the new line. Okay, and then we close. This method is done. So here we have to increment count plus plus, and then under here we return output dot to string. let's see what's okay. We have to put this here. Just be here. But let me check. Count. Okay, this one, the if need to be on curly braces also as well. Yes. It's going to duplicate code formats. Yeah. Anyway, so this is how you write looking for LeapYear. So, and if I create the main method, not the main method, main here, and then I call this method. I can just call this method here, which is going to be system. Yeah. So I call it here. So if I try to call it now, let's see what we get. Okay, LeapYear, we get this. So it's working as we want. So I need to create another method for NonLeaYear. Okay. So public static string generate NonLeaYear. Again, how do we do it? So we use the same class, we copy, we paste it here, and then we also need this count here. We copy, we paste it here, and then the logic is going to be a little bit different, but we still have to go through this. Okay. Yeah. And then we check again. Here we are saying equal, so we have to go the opposite. Yeah, I think we have to go the opposite. So this we copy and paste it in here, and then we check. Here should be not the opposite, not equal, and here should be not equal, and here should be equal. Okay, and we open space. We count the same. If module of 10 is this, output we output this because we want to break the line, just like you see here. And if I call this method here the same way, just copy. Copy this here, and press new one, so I can call this. Yeah, I made a mistake. So I copy this and then I paste here. So I can see if I try to run this, let me see, we have some error here. Okay, something is not okay. We have to add one more, and let's see what's complaining. Missing return type. Okay, this is not LeapYear. We have to return the string. Copy. And then when we run this now, you can see we have this NonLeaYear and this is LeapYear, and you know the formula of getting LeapYear, it's this logic we applied here and here. So now we need to test this, see if this is correct. We have to learn how to write the unit test. How do we do it? We have to create a test. Okay, we create our test here. It's going to be LeapYear test, and here we need a public void test LeapYear. Okay, and then here we start with test as always, and then so let's start with the okay, and then we need a string, and then we expected output is going to be, I'm just going to write down, it's going to be 2004. So we have to calculate actually this and get the year that the leap years. We know you can use any calculator, or even you can Google, you get this year from 2001 to 100. So if we are set equals, we put expected output, and then we use the LeapYear dot generate year. This long generate LeapYear, and then we test this and see. Let's import this. Yeah, and then if you run, let's try to run this test and see. So we see our test pass. Just in case if it doesn't pass, you need to think about this space also if your test doesn't pass. So we need to also test. We need to test this method here. How do we do it? We do exactly the same, almost the same like what we did here. So the public void test. We want to test the NonLeaYear. Let me see how I wrote it here. NonLeaYear. There's more than one here. So here we annotate it as a test from test API, and then we need a string, and then expected output, which is equal to, again, it's something you have to Google because this is something you want to test. You want to find out that if this code is working correctly. So you don't use the output of this method to test it, then you'll be like you are not doing anything, because if this method is printing a wrong result and then you use the wrong result to compare again with this, it's going to be you're going to miss the point of doing the test. So the test, normally the expected result, you really have to find out how to calculate by yourself so that you know it's correct before then you test against the code zeros. So if what you have here and what is printing is the same, that means you are sure that the code, this function is performing exactly the way you want. So here I already have this. These are NonLeaYear, so it's something even if you Google, you can find them from this year to this year. You can get them by just Google. And then the last thing we do is we assert equals, and then we put the expected output, and then we also use the LeapYear when we call the NonLeaYear. Then once we have this, we save and then we try to run this. So we see it has failed. And why? We need to check here. It's saying either it's because of space, because I see all the numbers are the same. So it's the issue of space. Let's go again and check what we have done wrong here. Right there. So we need to find from our method if we have done something wrong, especially space. Just add some space here. Let's see. Try to run it again to test it again. We see. Okay, now it has passed. So we run the test. So we see our test has passed. So that means what you see here and what the method is doing is correctly doing perfect. So this is how we test to make sure that these code are working as they should.